What's going on, YouTube? Alright, today I got for you is going to be the Ruger LCR. This one is the 357 Magnum version. They also make these in 38 Special, 38 plus P, 22, 9mm. They make an assortment of different varieties of these handguns. So this model is the 357. While I have shot the 357 out of them, I typically stick to the 38 and the 38 plus P just for my hand's sake, because I will say you fire a full cylinder of these 357 Magnums out of it and you will definitely not forget that experience, because it is stout. It is not enjoyable recoil at all with these 357s. Now the 30. Alright, so why the 357 hurts a whole bunch to shoot. The 38 and the 38 plus P, these are both great rounds. You can shoot these all day. You never really have a problem with them. The 38 plus P is a hair above enjoyable recoil. These are the Winchester 130 grain Defender rounds. They perform flawlessly. This is my go-to round when we're talking about a 38 plus P. If you guys ever have a chance, check out Lucky Gunner. They have a really great write-up, a really great review on all of the 38 plus P and the 357s, as far as how they perform, as far as penetration, expansion. And this round, after I did a couple of tests myself and Lucky Gunner kind of confirmed what I had found, these perform great. I mean, they really do. This is an awesome round, and I highly recommend the Winchester Defender 130 grain and 38 plus P. Now, this is my everyday carry gun. And I mean, as you can see, this one has close to 1,000 rounds through it. The flat finish that it has held up really, really well. I don't really have any discoloration, scarring, pitting, anything like that on here. The chamber itself is kind of, it's treated, so it's kind of high gloss. But it held up really well too. I mean, you can kind of see the marks on it where it's kind of rolled around a bunch of times, but it has held up really, really well. The reason that I actually carry this for my daily carry, this is my Monday through Friday work gun. I have to wear suits when I'm at work, like I've covered in previous videos. So inside the waistband holster for a Glock 19 or something like that just doesn't work for me Monday through Friday. So I go with this. I used to carry the Ruger LCP, and the only reason I changed from the LCP to the LCR is the sights. I am a lot more accurate with this firearm than I am with this. And it's easy to tell why. When you look at the LCP, the sights on this are very, very low profile sights. There's no coloration on the front. The back is very small, so is the front. On the LCR, this section is actually, the rear sight is recessed. It actually drops down, and in the front sight, even this is a factory sight, and it's bright white, and it is very, very easy to see when you're trying to line it up with your target. They even make aftermarket sights for this, and fiber optic, night sights, anything like that that you'd want to put on here. I just never changed the factory sights. I never really plan on shooting this at night because, like I said, this is my Monday through Friday work gun. I don't really ever plan on carrying this at night, but I will say it's an amazing firearm. Ruger did a good job with this one. It's 5 rounds, and this gets me through the day. I mean, in a situation where I feel like, because I lost 2 rounds, because this is 6+1, this is a 5-round cylinder. So while I did lose 2 rounds going from the LCP to the LCR, I feel a lot more comfortable and a lot more confident carrying the LCR, only because I know I'm a lot more accurate with it. And you can ask any person, police officer or anything like that, it's shot placement is key. So this one, I feel a lot more confident that I can place a shot at 10, 15, 25 yards versus this one. Next up is going to be, we're going to talk about why I would recommend the 357, but why I recommend the 357 version, but do not shoot 357s out of this. The 357 version is about 4 ounces heavier than the 38 special version. This one's 17.1 ounces. The 38 plus P one is 13.5. So 17.1 versus 13.5. The extra couple of ounces does help negate recoil just a little bit. Also, when I purchased this about 2 years ago, the 38 plus P had plastic grips on it. These are the Hogue rubberized molded. It fits in my hand perfect. Awesome for follow-up shots. When you're talking about little polymer guns or even revolver guns with wood or plastic grips on them, and they're small like this, they tend to be snappy. Like when I fire this one, it likes to move itself in my hand. And I usually have to reposition my hands for the next follow-up shot. When we're talking about the LCR, these rubber grips don't normally move at all. Like they just sit there and the gun stays exactly where it's at, which is part of the reason I don't recommend shooting the 357 Magnum out of it. If you empty a full cylinder of 357 Magnums out of this, you will never want to do it again. Last time I did it, my whole arm from here to here just beat red. You're going to feel every foot-pound of pressure that this thing is going to put out is going directly into your wrist, and it's just not fun. I just wouldn't recommend doing that. Now, why? Now, I know I'm going to have a lot of people ask, you know, why wouldn't I carry the Glock 19 and stuff? And besides the typical, you know, I can't really keep it with my suit and things like that, I keep this gun in my collection because of the convenience. I have a ton of friends, a ton of coworkers and vendors. They notoriously don't carry their firearm because it's inconvenient. And it's one of the things that drives me crazy. They went through the time to take the class, get the license, get the firearm, and then they wake up in the morning and they don't want to take the couple of minutes to undo the belts, get the holster in place properly, get the gun in, and, you know, and I tell them all the time, I'm like, the one day that you're going to need this firearm is the one day you decided that morning that you just didn't want to mess with it. And while I carry my Glock 19, usually when I'm not at work, this is so convenient. I have a Nemesis holster for it. I'm walking the dogs, or like I said, I'm in the Southeast, so shorts, a t-shirt and flip-flops is common here. So, you know, the Glock 19 or a full-size gun just doesn't fit into that wardrobe for the day. You know, we're going to the beach day or something like that. Those kind of guns just don't make sense. And I get onto them all the time. Get something like this. Because most of the people that I know that have that, they have their one carry gun, and it's usually a Glock 19 or a 23 or an M&P, and they just don't want to they don't want to take those couple extra steps and get it on them, so they decide to go without. And you know, I can't stress that enough, that if you're going to carry a firearm, carry it every day. I don't care what you carry, 1911, Ruger, Glock, Smith & Wesson, like really what you carry is completely irrelevant to me, but it's the fact that you should carry the thing every day. Having something like this in your collection, not only is it effective, reliable, it's fun to shoot, it's convenient. Like, you know, my wife wants like, hey, go take the dogs out for a walk real quick. And I'm the same way, you know, I don't want to, you know, go put the belt and the holster and stuff on, but I can take this, put it in my holster, drop it in my pocket, and go out the front door, and I carry it all the time. And sure, it's only got 5 shots, which is somebody else's, you know, that's other people's thing. Capacity is the next big thing. They don't want to carry a 5-shot revolver because they're like, what if I need 6 shots? Well, in my situation, because I really only carry this about Monday through Friday, I'm always going to be around my office, my home, or my truck. All 3 of those locations have additional firearms that I can use. So, yes, this is only 5 shots, but assuming that I'm going to need to take more than 5 shots, I'm probably going to be retreating to one of those 3 places: the truck, the office, or my house. And as long as I can use the 5 shots to get me to one of those locations, I don't foresee any more problems that one of those 3 locations couldn't provide me. Like, once again, can't stress enough, make sure you carry every day. And overall, I mean, this has been an amazing firearm for me. I can, until something else comes along that I think is going to be better, fit the job better, I'm going to keep carrying this. It's been great, reliable. Like I said, it's held up to all the punishment I could put through it. And it came out with not really even a scratch on it. I mean, it still looks just as good today as the day that I bought it. If you guys have any questions, maybe something I didn't cover as far as the LCR goes, please let me know. I'd love to, I can update the video at any time. Drop a like or a comment if you guys want to see something else. And until next time.